Hey, it's David, and today I get to put in the rest of my subfloor. A couple of things got to happen first. Number one is I got to cut off my sheets up here. So I've got two here and one on the far side that need to get cut off so I can use those for my spacing. I know you're supposed to use 4 foot. I'm going to use 2 foot. That's what's happened with the rest of it. It's the way it's going to work out. And the second thing that I have to do is put in some blocking. So my joists overlap, and where they overlap, I need to have a little bit of blocking so that I can nail my subfloor down at the butt joints. So at the edges, and there's going to be, I don't know what it is, probably five pieces of blocking I need to put in. And also, very importantly, I've got to put in another 2x12 up here, which is going to add support for this opening, kind of like I have over on this one. And I've got to do the same thing on the other end. So I have a few things I got to do first. Again, the blocking, and then I have to put in a couple more floor joists for my openings, and then we'll be ready to go. So I got double up this one, double up the one over here as well. And then we'll be ready for the rest of our subfloor. So that's where I'm at. Thanks for sticking around. Thanks for watching. And you guys have a wonderful, wonderful day. As it's support, when I hit it, that should not fall. All right, that took a little more convincing, but it got in. So we're all tacked off. I got to got a little gap here, which is not a big deal. I just got to squeeze this together and put my nails in from the other side, so I've got double nailed. But you know, there's our beam, or it's not really a beam. Well, it is. It's just doubled up floor joist. So I got one more to put in. I'm going to do that a bit later as I get my flooring on, because that way it'll be easier just to get over there. So anyway, we'll be back. All right, this joist happens to be 11 3/8 or so, almost 11 1/2, and it didn't line up, so I took my Sawzall to it and made a mess. So I'm just taking my little plane and giving myself a nice taper. It'll be fine in the grand scheme of things. And so my taper comes way back to here, and I think it will be unnoticeable. I think all the rest of my joists line up nicely. Yeah, so you always need yourself a little block plane. And finally, I've just got to run nails along this guy. I got that all tacked into place, and looking pretty good. It's not perfect, but it's looking pretty good. I wish it was perfect. Not everything's perfect in the world. Okay, so here's all of our joists. I did a pretty darn good job getting those guys lined up, I think. And my subfloor is starting down at this end. I'm going to start with my 2-foot sheet. I know. You can put it in the comments if you want. That's fine. I'm just letting you know now. I'm doing 2-foot sheet, 2-foot offset, not 4-foot. I know what Advantech says. I can't do it. Not without buying 2 extra sheets so I can burn 7 feet of cutoffs. Or I can just do a 2-foot section. So that's basically what it gets down to. And it, you know, right now, Advantech, I think when I checked, is 90 bucks. I paid 60. Really hard for me to kind of go do that just so I can have that little bit of overhang. So it will get some extra nails, and that's that. But I will have the perfect amount if my math worked out. So anyway, I'm going to go take care of the beam down at the far end, or I should say the doubling up the floor joist at the far end, and then we're going to start laying out some subfloor. Well, as usual, I was working on my next sheet, which was going right here. I was working on my next sheet, and I shouldn't have gotten ahead of myself because my can of adhesive was sitting right here on the edge, and I bumped it, and it fell over the edge, and I'm sure you can't see, but right down there is a ginormous mess because the thing hit a rock or whatever it was and exploded everywhere. Brand new can, brand new. So I have to buy a new one, which means if you saw episode 11, I think it was, when I commented about buying this DAP stuff and it was going to be cheaper than buying like a PL400, now I'm kind of at a wash. It's been a few days, been raining pretty much every day in West Virginia for the last 5 days. And I'm just getting ready. I have all my tools out and ready to finish up my subfloor and start sprinkling. Anyway, we have 11 sheets to do. We have 3 quote-unquote half sheets to put on as well, and that'll finish it up. The new can of adhesive arrived on Monday, Tuesday, earlier this week. Today is Thursday the 7th. For those of you who would like to know where we are in the building project as compared to when the videos go live,
Go.
going in or no?
Ah, why not?
Okay,
Oh, it's here.
Yeah, stand in the middle of the.
Yep. Stop.
All right, folks, subfloor is done. All 28 sheets are done. Perfect amount. We still got to cut this far edge off, and then the long edge just needs a trim. There's about 6 inches over there. But other than that, we are done with the subfloor. And you know what else? We're also done with the pile of wood. We now have gotten rid of 2 piles of wood. We're down to 3. And that's that. So we're very happy. We had a couple little issues with some gaps, but you know what? We left them the way they were. This would be an example of that. So it's a little wide, but both pieces are sitting on and it's nailed up well. So we're good. Anyway, thanks again for tuning in. Really appreciate it. If you like our content, of course, hit that subscribe button. Give us a thumbs up. It really helps us a lot. And if you have any comments, please leave them down below. We love our comments. So you guys have a wonderful, wonderful day, and we'll talk to you soon.